have to. When we're running like we are, we're going to have those shots when those safeties are getting down in the box, and we got to find a way to hit those. And then just way too many penalties on offense today. Just drive killers. Continued in the second half with some nitpicking holding calls for whatever it's worth. We'll look at the tape and we got to be better. We just can't kill the drives with penalties. So, but happy for our kids and getting another win in November. Questions?
When a team starts off a game with pick sixes on the first 2 plays from scrimmage, how much does that change the vibe, the plan, just everything around the rest of the game?
Yeah, I would imagine, if we were on the other side, it wouldn't change us too much. We got to just kind of stick with the game plan. I mean, it's not a great way to start for anybody, I guarantee you that, but it's great execution by our defense. 2 zone pressures, 2 slightly different zone pressures that we did. We thought they'd, possibly come out and do what they did on that first play. We had a great defense call for Coach Bates did a great job, and then called it pressure that we normally call all the time that just executed properly. So good for our guys, and I think it made Armstrong think a little bit, at least for the first half, and maybe even in the third quarter. Then he started to get hot and throwing some good balls, and but again, great performance. And that's how you start fast on defense.
Pat, you've been around the game for a long time. Have you ever seen a defense start the game with back-to-back pick sixes to start?
No, I've seen some first play pick sixes, but not 2 in a row. But that was the way to start the game. Great plays by both those guys.
Yeah, obviously the defense was aided by the 8 sacks. I mean, what'd you like from your pass rush today?
It kind of was a follow-up from last week. Coach Partridge is yelling at his guys and saying, you guys play better when I scream at you and yell at you. So great job by the D-line. I think we probably had 6 of the 8. We were getting 4-man pressure. It's like I tell the officials all day. I mean, even on one of their scrambles late in the fourth quarter, there's 2 holding calls that don't get called. Guys are getting tackled and everything. I tell officials every day they can't block 8, they can't block 87. They can't block them. And Kansas was unbelievable.
Pat, this is your first game, I believe, with no turnovers since Rhode Island. I mean, you've talked about
Don't
the turnover.
say the word turnover.
Yeah, you've talked about it a lot. It's just the struggles you guys have had offensively, giving the football away. How big is that to protect the football like you did today?
You know what? We might be sitting, we might be getting ready for an ACC championship if we don't turn the ball over. We got a really good football team, but when you turn it over, you're gonna get beat up. And again, we were still in some of those games, so it's details and. I don't know if our kids noticed, but I haven't talked about turnovers. For 2 weeks, we just stopped using the word turnovers. It's like we focused on it too much, maybe. And we had it in our head, so we did a nice job of just ignoring even talking about turnovers.
What did you see from?
Been their best runner this year.
Say it again.
Armstrong's been their most effective runner, and he only had 2 positive runs all day. How did you guys contain him and bother him this much?
I think the first 2 plays bothered him a lot. But our guys did a good job. We got a pretty good D-line, and the linebackers are doing the job. And when everybody, it takes 11 to be, doing their job. And when the corners are pressed out there, there's no free access. You just didn't have much room to go, I guess.
You talked about missing on some of those deep shots, but you connected on a few. What's Bub been able to do lately to kind of make a name for himself here?
We missed a big one. We missed a big one last week. And you guys, I don't know if you saw it or not, but we missed a big one, and he's open. We just got to make the shot. But Bub has been consistent all year. Since we got hurt in pregame at Louisville, which could have been a big day for him as well. But Bub is such an unselfish guy. He's a guy that our first scrimmage I don't think had a catch, and he doesn't care. He's like, I don't care. He's been so unselfish. Last week he didn't have a catch, I don't think, and Kanate had 6, and Jerry Wayne had 6, and sometimes they come in droves like that. And I was happy for him. His first big pass out of a 3x1 or 1x3 set, was exactly like the offense coach said. It was perfect, and it was a great play by him and running that post route.
Pat, with the exception of the penalties, would you say this is your team's first complete game of the season?
Yeah, but you can't get rid of the penalties, right? So it wasn't complete. I'd like to score more points, and we have to score more points on offense. They were aided by 14, which kind of made things a little bit easier as you went through the whole game, but still like to see more points put on there.
You didn't have Gabe today, but you got Owen back. I mean, your line's been shuffled all day. What did you see from your line today?
They were okay. I mean, I think, I told him it looked like his first spring ball scrimmage. He was okay. He had a holding call in there as well. Got beat, wrapped the guy up around the waist, which was a great call. We knew there'd be some rustiness in there for him, but it'll only be better as we get going.
What made Elijah so effective today, do you think?
born with some great athletic ability. He is just so twitchy, and again, he's been good all year. I told you he was the MVP for the North Carolina game, for North Carolina's victory when he went out. I mean, he's been like that all year, whether he gets tackled, held. He's hard to block.
You've had a lot of great defensive linemen here and at Michigan State. Where does he rank?
It's a D tackle, number one, without a question. Unfortunately, I didn't get to coach Aaron Donald, but he's one of those guys. I think everybody thinks they got it Aaron Donald, but that guy truly is one of those guys that's hard to block.
You're bowl eligible for the 5th year in a row. What does that mean for not just yourself, but for the program, obviously?
Doesn't mean anything. It means we got one more game left. We got Duke, a really much improved Duke. Coach Elko's done a great job, and my focus goes on to Duke, and I'm not worried about being bowl eligible. That was not our goal going in. We figured we'd get there. There was nobody in the locker room talking about, oh yay, we're bowl eligible. We want to go undefeated in November and start next week with being 1-0 against Duke.
The play where John got ejected on, what'd you see there?
I saw they threw a flag on number 51. I think there was some different language used out there that John didn't take very, very well, and he's got to keep his composure and let the officials take care of it. He threw a punch, and he deserved to be ejected. Period. You can't retaliate. I say it all the time. Players play, coaches coach, and officials officiate. They made the right call calling a flag on 51, and they're starting center, and then we retaliated, which again, just not very smart. Cost you. It can cost you.
Anything else for Coach? Coach, thank you very much.